Okay, can you tell me about a sequence of insignificant details comprising your day from when you woke up until now?
Yeah, I woke up and set up the studio with the heat, and then I went to the kitchen to get my coffee going. As my coffee was brewing, I brushed my teeth and hopped in the shower and brushed my hair, dyed my beard, and I went to put my clothes back on before I went to the kitchen. I forgot to mention that took my clothes off before I went into the shower, but that's a need to know basis. I don't usually shower with all my clothing on. At that point, I turn the coffee machine off, take my cup, open up the refrigerator, reach in, and I grab a half gallon of half and half. I open the lid, I pour it into the coffee. I put
Okay,
the
thank
lid
you.
back on.
That's
Okay.
good. That's good. You're not an NI user, that's for sure.
Mm.
All right. So let's and yet despite that, you've already mentioned to me in another conversation briefly that you don't necessarily need to get a lot of sleep per night. Can you talk to me about your sleeping habits?
Yeah, sure. I never sleep more than about 7 hours, and I do nap from time to time. Like, for instance, because of this opportunity to be on your show, the Talking with Famous People with host Eric, I was super excited. So I was trying to play tag with you to get this thing going. So I know that my sleep is one of those things that comes in separately when I'm in a creative mood. I can't really sleep that deeply. So if I get 4 hours of sleep a night, great. But I may have to take a nap in the middle of the day for an hour or two.
Do you take Adderall?
Oh no, never have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
okay.
I probably could, I'm sure I would probably qualify, whatever. I've never looked into it. I've never done any research. All I know is I have 1 cup of coffee a day. I smoke a lot of weed, and I eat whatever I want. I eat healthily. I exercise. I take
What does
care of a
that
five
mean?
acre. Eat
What is eat?
healthily.
Yeah.
That means I create all of the meals. I don't eat at any restaurants. I eat the freshest of the fresh. I have a garden. I have 5 acres. We have farms all around here. We can have grass-fed cattle
Do
for
you think
meat.
eating all fresh and cool like that is actually healthier or just better?
I feel great, but if I just went to take some, it was my dad's. Oh no, not my dad's birthday. My dad just turned 81, and my brother-in-law just turned 60, and he had a beautiful dinner for us that was sushi and all you can eat. I ate sushi for the first time in 4 years, and oh boy, it was just like, oh, okay. And so, of course, I didn't take any horse medicine. I wouldn't want to get us banned, but of course I did, and I feel great. So
Huh.
no more sushi for me though.
I wonder what horse medicine is.
Ivermectin, maybe.
Oh, that stuff. I
Yeah,
have that
I
stuff.
don't want to. I
I
don't want
have
to.
some of that stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to get Joe Rogan here, bro.
I
Or
actually
maybe you
have
do.
some of that stuff because my friend gave it to me saying, like, if you get COVID, take this. And I'm like, I'm not taking that
You're
shit.
like, oh, are you a naysayer?
I mean, I don't know anything about it. I haven't looked into it at all, but um, it's like I only want you to give me drugs to get me high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are
Anyway,
you sure you're not an ESFP?
I'm
Maybe I should be
pretty sure.
typing
Yeah.
you, host Eric.
Yeah. Well, somebody should type police me for sure. Um, okay, and definitely
I think
people have
Melissa would
already.
love to type police you.
People already have. They always run afoul of the same problem. It's a lot harder than it looks.
You're a master debater. That's why.
It's true.
Somebody had to say it.
Okay. So let me. I mean, I'm already leaning certain places. So That's
That was yours.
I'm already sort of surprised by what's pretty evident. Seems pretty evidently right now anyway, extroverted intuition above introverted sensing front stack. So I didn't expect that.
I have no attention to detail. I mean, I literally have no attention to detail. I could be staring at something right, and I don't see it. I see what's in my head. That's all.
Okay.
That's like, yeah, just everything can just like disappear. It's weird. It's weird.
So, so you made this background you got going on behind you right now?
Yeah, you like it? It's my own original creation, and I actually think you know, because we're always thinking about making money, right? So I want to promote these Zoom backgrounds. I can tailor make them for anyone, and then they can download it off of my website when I build one for like $1.99. Like, hey, you want a really cool
what app
background?
do you use to make those?
An animated background. Doesn't that look cool? You know?
Yeah, but give me a little bit of a sense of, I'm not trying to bypass your service at all, but just because I'm curious about it, can you tell me a little bit about the process you put into creating these things?
Yeah. First of all, what I do for this I created quite a while ago, just using a program that's called Adobe Photoshop. It's really old. It's an old program. I've been using it for years, and I've been involved.
Is that a GIF?
No, it's not. It's each frame that when it blinks is a different frame. So there's like 6 different pictures, and they're just overlapping each other, and so it makes it look like it's flickering. And then, you know, I freestyled my, you know, creating these little effects here.
So are you timing that in OBS?
No.
So it is a GIF then.
No, it's not. It's just, it's part of a MP4 that I created. This is an MP4.
Oh, I see. It's an MP4. Okay.
Yeah,
all right, fine. Yeah. Okay.
And I can have them on with sound. I have them all with sound in the background. Like when it's, for instance, I'll just go into real simply here. So, because I think this is cool. I just thought of this the other day. All right, so let me choose another one. All right, like this one here. All right, see, this is, you know, I was like, this is nice, you know, kind of a tropical feel, you know, and it's always, you know, I love fish. I have a koi pond, so I enjoy watching my koi. I don't watch TV. I'm not political. I'm super in the middle. I don't, you know, I know both sides are, you know, ridiculous. So I'm just taking what days I have left at 52 and saying, I want to make what I can imagine, and nothing's going to stop me. And I don't read about it. I just kind of just go after it. I'm horrible at reading directions and putting things together. Don't even give me the directions unless it's IKEA. Then I'm like, okay, I got to do this one time because they got it all figured out. It's like, you got to put this one in first and then that one, and if you don't, you're gonna go build the whole damn thing, and you're gonna go, yeah, I need to take the whole thing apart now because I forgot this one nut. So I know better to mess with, you know, I'll take IKEA's direction, but nobody else.
What's 40% of 30,000?
That would be, it would be 1,200, 12,000, not 1,200.
Yeah, 12,000. Okay, so that's
is it okay?
No, yeah, you're right. It's 12,000.
Cool.
So that's how many days.
Okay. A rabbi, a
that's
priest,
how many
and
days
a horse
you have
walk
left.
into
Hey,
a bar.
Hold on, listen.
Oh, okay.
You're saying with however many days you have left.
Yeah,
that's
for
how
my
many.
life.
That's how many you have left.
Oh, really?
The average life is 30,000 days.
Wow.
Rounding out to about 82 or something.
This is the kind of stuff I love.
And we're 50, 52. So that means we've done about 60% of our 30,000 days, which leaves us about 12,000 days left.
You know, on my 50th birthday, I shot a video for my Facebook audience, and I mentioned how old I was by how many times I've taken a breath, how many breaths I've taken in a lifetime, by taking the average. And it's like, I love this kind of stuff. I was like, I want to know, like, and the numbers are always so small. Like, you know, we can throw out words like trillion, billion, gazillion. I mean, they're meaningless, but I like to think
we
about
can count
those
to 30,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
depressing.
So I sit around, smoke weed, and just think about ultimate smallness and ultimate bigness. And ultimately small is even more ultimate than ultimate bigness, because one Planck length is much, much smaller from an atom to a Planck length than an atom to the entire universe. So, all right, I think we should smoke some more, don't you? See, I'm an ENTP. If you're an ENTP, I got one too.
Okay, well, look. Thus far, I've
That's
not run afoul.
proof, people.
Thus far, I've not run afoul of anything to contradict that notion. Okay, but
Oh yeah.
the day is young, and I haven't asked you any TI questions
Okay.
yet.
All right.
So
No TNA questions though. I'm not.
okay, I won't ask any of those.
Okay. TI.
I'm gonna go first though to this. Can you talk to me about moments when you feel satisfied in life?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
What you might call triumph baby moments. You're like,
baby. Oh yeah.
yeah, that was satisfying.
Yeah. When I did that drop right there, that was satisfying because I had planned that out, like, last night. It's like everything's scripted. See, I'm completely fake. You can't tell what I am when I'm on the screen because you have no idea. Because if I'm acting or scripted, or if I'm just being myself and ranting like I am right now, you don't really know. But I believe that you can tell because you are probably the biggest expert on the internet. And that's not why I watch your show every day. It's because I can't stop watching it. It's like the most entertaining show I've ever seen. You're like the most transparent, real guy, and I appreciate that about you. And my INFJ girlfriend also loves your show too because of the transparency. So
that's some good FE right there.
oh well, I am FE, right?
You're really buttering my biscuits.
All right. See, I'm really new at the whole MBTI thing. By the way, I am not an expert. I only know that I'm an ENTP because my daughter, who is now she's getting her master's in psychology, she has done the types or the tests on me 3 times, and all 3 times it came back extremely ENTP, and I'm very right-brained.
Did you do any kind of social media before YouTube?
Just Facebook, that's it. I just got started on YouTube. So, hey, 52 years old, I might as well start now, right?
It's a lot better than Facebook, huh?
Oh, Facebook really is a place to go if you like to smell other people's farts. I mean, that's all I can explain. But when you put something out there that you created yourself, it's from you, it's from your soul. You're putting yourself out there on YouTube. I'm telling you what, yeah, it's not easy, and you do it every day. You make it look easy, and you've inspired me to actually. I mean, I watched your show before I was ever involved in making a show. So, you were one of my main focus people. So I watched your show for a long time.
Well, somebody transitioned also from Facebook to YouTube. The difference is very clear. It's like Facebook isn't designed to be meritocratous in some sense, whereas YouTube is. Like my better videos perform better, and they perform better like in various predictable ways, differently than Facebook does, which isn't very reach outy to people who aren't connected to. So it's not really a good way to develop a new audience, I think. Anyway, all right. So I want you to think about a moment, though, of more significance where you felt especially satisfied. I can give you an example. For me was one time when a team of mine won a particularly big debate round, something like that.
Right.
I could give you more details, but you get the idea.
I don't think you really want to tell me the whole story, but I think that at fear of sounding braggadocious, I should just say something that's more of a humiliating story for me, because I, as also a believer in Yeshua, I know that you are too. I'm very much in tune with Christ. So I could go back in some stories that I'm, not that proud of, but just to give you kind of the idea of an 18-year-old ENTP. And I mean, I still feel bad about throwing mangoes at Martina Navratilova, but maybe someday I can have her on the show, and I'd actually like to type her. I mistook her for a monkey, and that's my fault. Okay, that's my bad. Okay, it was in Hawaii,
Okay, so let me ask you a
1987,
question.
not my fault. Yeah,
Let me ask you a question.
sure.
Even though you've transitioned from a person you used to be,
Yeah.
can you find kind of some neutral moment of success that you found more genuinely
Mm,
satisfying, and can
yeah.
contrast perhaps against moments of self-deceiving satisfaction where
Mm.
you end up ultimately regretting them?
Okay. Well, I think self-deceiving satisfaction could go back to my mid-20s when I was about to sign a contract with a musical company, a management company, and I I really lived a life of not credit. I wasn't in credit debt, but I mean my street cred. Like I was like way out there. People were expecting, me to be a, famous musician someday. And I've got this contract, and it's $22 million that they can manage for me per year. And I mean, there's a whole bunch of problems with the contract, but I had to make a decision to either continue with my dream or lose my marriage and my child at the age she was only 1.5 at the time. So moving all of my studio equipment into storage and moving up to Seattle, Washington to go from a producer to working in produce to follow after my first ex-wife, to restore that relationship where we were able to nurture a beautiful young boy who now just gave me a granddaughter as of 18 days ago. That's a very
Wow.
satisfying feeling. And it was not without much suffering that was this all possible, because none of this would have been possible but for enduring the suffering. And that's what taught me more than anything else in my life, because before that I was pretty cocky, pretty arrogant. I guess I came off as very people thought I was stuck up. But when they got to know me, I'm just a goofball. I'm just like, nah, I'm not that. I was just like walking around like, I don't know how to look, walk around the halls. What am I supposed to look like? I was a well-dressed guy. I'm sure you were too. I could see you wearing those Poindexter shoes. Man, oh man, look at you. Those those 1980s ties that are real skinny, long. Yeah. You're guilty, man. I'm the fashion 80s
Actually,
fashion
no,
police.
I was more I've always been much more likely to go just if I was to go either loud, like some kind of very loud plaid shirt or something,
Mhm.
or to go just casual, like maybe over casual, like sweats and a white t-shirt or something.
Mm.
Uh, I mean, I like to have cool t-shirts, but I never pushed it too hard in terms of my clothing displays. But that's me, it's not necessarily ENTP or anything.
Mm.
So let me let's let the rubber hit the road here.
Yeah, tell me, Eric,
Because
what was your first memory as a child?
I mean, it's a good question. As far as I know, well, one of my earliest memories is preschool. Well, I remember actually before that, probably. I
Mm.
remember the day we moved into this house. I
Mm.
remember
How old were you?
meeting Dave Porter, going to his driveway, and being on our driveway as well.
It's like 4 years old.
3,
3. Okay, that's earlier than a lot of people.
probably late 3 though.
Mm.
Um, and I remember a memory from preschool of me like I remember it was like kind of an image of the room that we napped in and the play area outside and like
You
them
can
singing.
see that in your mind right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And them singing, Eric is a very good rester. Chad is a very good rester.
Rester.
Mary is a very good rester. Like that, yeah.
So you came from a musical family then?
No.
No?
I mean my dad played the French horn and played in the army traveling band
Wow.
and
In
listened
Korea,
to,
right? In Korea?
well, no, it was
No?
after Korea he switched from the Navy to the Army. It was then that he was in the,
Hmm.
he's been in both the Navy and the Army. So
My dad's also an ESTJ, and he played the accordion for the Army in the Korean War with Bob Hope.
oh, so he's a few years older than my dad, probably.
Yeah, he's 81, so yeah.
Actually, he's a couple years younger than my dad then. But
Yeah.
regardless, my dad, after he got out of the Navy, he got put in Europe where he had the job of being in the army band there, and also he coached wrestling at the army base.
Wow.
And so but and he had a lot of records and listened to music, but
Mm,
he didn't listen to particularly good music, and I had to really paw through his records to find good music.
right. The old record. Oh,
Yeah.
forget this Lawrence Welk crap. What is this?
Well,
Yeah.
he had a lot of freaking horrible jazz.
Yeah.
He had
Well,
some good jazz, some
did
good
he have it
old
on A
jazz.
track? Did he ever have it on A track? Mine did.
He did have an 8-track, but he didn't really get into 8-tracks. He did get into cassette tapes
Yeah.
and then CDs, but never 8-tracks.
See, you and I have a lot of parallels. I'm here at my parents' ranch where I grew up at 7 years old. I used to live in Orange County down there. I raised my kids down there and had a beautiful life. And now I've been able to transplant up here for the last 14 years, raise my kids alone, and also take care of this ranch. It's 5 acres. It's
So you got rid of the shitty woman.
I got it. I got two great attorneys down in San Diego, and that was the best $25,000 I've ever spent in my life. But yeah, and we're all copacetic. Everything's great. Everything's wonderful. My kids are all grown up. They, have their homes, and my daughter's gonna be a doctor in psychology. So, hi, sweetheart. I love you, Deja. Yeah, maybe you saw episode 8. Yeah, with my daughter, or was it 9?
I haven't seen
Yeah.
any of
Oh,
the
it
show,
was
really.
episode 9.
Seen
Yeah,
barely
the
any
one
of
with my
it.
daughter. Yeah. Well, I'm guilty of watching just about everything that you do as far as the last couple of years go. So it's just
I
like,
mean, that makes you a better man than me. If we turn out to both be ENTPs, that just makes you a better man than me because I'm very self-absorbed. But regardless, the
guilty.
thing is, what's going to come down to here is your TI test results, which I've
Mm,
steadfastly avoided heretofore.
mhm.
So, okay, what kind of values do you uphold in the world? Or do you think that it's most important that the
Freedom,
world upholds?
freedom,
Do you think it's more important to hold
freedom.
a value of defensibility or a value of um, ethicability?
So you're asking me, Russia or Ukraine? No,
I'm asking you,
I
as a
have no
general
doubt.
rule, do
Yeah,
you
I know.
uphold defensibility
I'm
or
trying to superimpose
efficacy?
that in a real world way. I think that I'm all about freedom, so I'm about live and let live. If I don't like you, I will not call you. I will not pay attention to you. I separate myself from controlling people or controlling occupations, so I'm able to freely do what I desire to do. So really, freedom is where I cherish it so much that I think it's valuable to everyone. Maybe they don't, but a lot of them actually don't, and that's okay. They don't have to, and they're free not to love freedom as much as I freely do.
Okay, at this point, let me tell you that Rachel's and I immediately pegged you as ENFP.
ENFP.
Now,
It's my daughter. Yeah, she's an ENFP. Yeah.
my my NI on you was not an ENTP, maybe ISFJ, maybe
Yes.
ESFP, maybe
The
meow, meow, meow,
total
meow,
opposite.
maybe meow, 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 meow. Let me just say right now, I am down to 2 possible types,
Okay.
ENTP, ENFP. You
Okay.
are an NE Dom, and
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
my bad. Okay,
Oh,
just
that's
to be
good.
clear.
I welcome it. That's great.
Now I need to figure out if you're an ENTP or an ENFP. So,
Okay.
I even thought ahead of time of some TI questions to ask you specifically that I had not asked before, that were a little bit more. Okay, well, let me see if I can remember what it was. Okay. If some Icelanders play soccer and all soccer players own cowboy hats,
Yes, the cowboy.
then
The
is it
Icelanders.
necessarily the case that some Icelanders wear cowboy hats?
Yeah, actually, all of them.
No, because only some
Oh, did you
Icelanders play
say?
soccer.
Oh, I thought. Yeah, okay. I just realized what you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
did to
yeah,
me.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
thought.
yeah.
I was trying to jump ahead of you to answer it ahead of
Yeah, of
time.
course you were. Okay.
I'm just being myself, man. There's no
I gotta
acting
say,
here.
this is a big relief for me already because I was expecting this to be a much more difficult conversation than it's proving to be. Okay. If Julie goes to camp, then she won't go to then she won't get ahead in math in summer school. Okay. She goes to camp, she will not get ahead in math in summer school. If she gets ahead in math, only if she gets ahead in math in summer school, will she be able to take trigonometry this year.
Mm-hmm.
And only if she takes trigonometry this year will she be able to take calculus next year. Now, if she goes to camp, she will be able to play soccer next year and the year after. She does play soccer and she takes calculus. What can we conclude?
I believe that she has not gotten the. She's only in the second year, so she didn't go 3 years into it because wasn't that?
Right, so let me repeat the question, okay? Because it's kind of complicated. If was I think her name was Julie or maybe it was Judy. It's one of the two usually. If Judy goes to camp, then she will be able to play soccer this upcoming year and the following year.
The following year. Okay.
Right. Now, only if Judy takes math in summer school will she be able to take trigonometry this year. And only if she takes trigonometry this year will she be able to take calculus next year. Now, it is the case that this year she plays soccer and next year she takes calculus. What can we conclude?
That she won't be playing soccer next year.
No. We can conclude that she did not go to camp.
Oh, okay.
Because the condition playing soccer was if she goes to camp, she can play soccer, not only if. Whereas the conditions for calculus were only if. So it was never said
if and only if. Oh yeah, the old logic. Yeah, I used to dabble in logic.
How about this kind? Can you tell me who my sister's daughter's brother is in relation to me?
Yeah, it's your nephew.
Yeah, that's what I was. My sister's daughter's brother is
your nephew.
Right. You're right.
Okay, now if you have a boat,
confused myself,
and you have a fox, a chicken, and a bag of rice, and you are on a shore and you need to cross a river to get to an island. But if you leave the fox with the chicken, the fox will eat the chicken. If you leave the chicken with the rice, the chicken will eat the rice. So how, by taking only one item at a time, can you safely transport them all three to the island? So I'll say it again. You have a fox, a chicken, and a bag of rice. You have a boat. You can only take one item over to the island. And if you leave the chicken with the rice, the chicken will eat the rice. If you leave the fox with the fox will eat the chicken. So who goes first in the boat?
Well, what if you leave the fox with the rice?
Great. Then you take the chicken. So you go over there, take your boat drop off the chicken on the island.
But
then,
now what am I going to do? Because I got to bring one of them back the other way. Okay, I see. Okay. Well, I would put the chicken in my butt.
There. Okay. You can't do that, but okay.
Okay. Let's see. I would make the chicken row the boat while putting the rice in it.
Then you want to like create like a remote control boat. Maybe you just like put yeah, that's a great idea.
Remote control chicken.
That's ingenuity, but in this case, it's a lot more simple.
Okay. So leave the rice in the, well, take the chicken.
Take the chicken.
Then come back.
You eat the chicken, and then you go, that's what, you could do that. Okay, now that's cheating. Go ahead.
Then come back. And
you got two options.
Then go back to the other side and get the chicken and bring it back again. Okay.
Okay, so now you got all three back on the
We're back where we started.
Right back where you started. Okay.
Now that we're back where we started,
yeah,
I'm going to ascertain the situation.
Okay.
How is it that this situation is sustainable right now? Well, it's because I'm present. So obviously my presence prevents the wolf from eating the chicken and the chicken from eating the rice, right?
Exactly.
So okay. So the problem is I'm not going to be able to be both present on that side of the river and come back and get the things on this side of the river.
Right.
So.
And you can't say you're going to clone yourself to be.
What am I going to do here? I don't want you to tell me the answer. I don't know.
Oh, you get it. You'll get it.
I don't want to think about it. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so do I really need to bring the wolf over?
Well, it's a fox.
Do I have a need for a wolf?
Fox. So. Yeah, fox. Yeah, because you can use that for fuel and a nice lovely I don't know.
Burn the fox.
This would be something you put over yourself. A shawl.
Okay, I gotta kill the fox and burn its body to keep warm and put on its.
You sacrifice the fox.
So if that is my plan for the fox, why don't I just kill it now and solve the problem?
Let's try and get them all alive and undigested, okay, on the island at the same time with you, all four of you. Okay.
But why can't I know anything about why I need to take them over there?
Well, that's the ENTP in you who says, I want to know why are we even thinking about this bullshit, So yeah, it's.
Let me think about it. Do you have Rachel? Do you know the answer to this? Have you heard the question? Did you hear it? You got your fox, your chicken, and your rice, right? You're standing over here. You can only take one of them in the boat with you at a time over to this island.
Oh, I've heard of it.
If you leave the fox and the chicken together, the fox eats the chicken.
Okay.
If you leave the chicken and the rice together, the chicken eats the rice. If you leave the fox and the rice together, no problem. Then you got chicken on the island. But what do you bring back? Because when you bring something back, you either bring the fox, it's going to eat the chicken, or you bring the rice, and then the rice is going to get eaten. Then you still have to go back and get the other thing. See what I'm saying?
So you want to do it only once?
Well, you got to figure out how to get everybody over there without anything getting eaten.
So the fox can be with rice, though.
Fox can be with rice. It's true.
Okay.
But if you take the rice over first, then the chicken will be eaten by the time you get back. You take the
What?
If you take the chicken first, and then you take the fox first, then the
Okay.
rice will be eaten by the time you get
Okay.
back. So you got to take the chicken first.
Yeah. Take the chicken first over.
But then you're left with,
With the
now you're
fox
gonna
and
have
the
to,
rice.
right? So now you got to take
Right.
one of them over. Whichever one you leave over there
Oh.
to go get the other one is gonna have a problem. One of them's gonna get eaten.
Okay, so if you take the chicken over first, you're left with the fox and the rice left behind.
And the fox and the rice get along fine. The fox and the rice have a good, healthy friendship. There's
Okay.
no abuse between them.
Yeah.
There's
No beef.
gaslighting.
No beef with them.
Right. Okay. So I want to keep that pair together somehow.
Keeping that pair together somehow.
Right?
Okay, well,
Like
maybe you
that,
can take a
plus
chicken.
rice.
Okay, hey, hold on. I need a third location besides here in the island where I can take the chicken.
No, there's no other location. And then there's nothing on that island but just ground, and you just put one there. You've got the chicken safely over there. Now you get
There's
back
no
in your
third
boat.
location. Okay, there's no third
So
location.
now you've got
allowed.
two choices. You have either you can take the fox over, or you could take the rice over. Which one do you take over next?
Well, if we take the fox, it eats the chicken when we leave to get the rice.
Does
If
it?
we take the rice, the chicken will eat the rice when we leave to get the fox.
It does.
So the answer
If
must
they're
be
together. Yeah, if they're together alone. If you leave them alone together, the fox will eat the chicken. So if you bring the fox over and you leave it with the chicken and you go back over to get the rice, guess what happens? You got no chicken.
Oh, I see. So then you guys take the chicken back. I got you. I figured it out. That's good clue giving. So you take the chicken over, you come back, you get the fox, you bring it over to the island. But when you go back to get the rice, you take the chicken with you and you leave it on the other side. You get the rice, put it in the boat, take the rice over, and leave it with the fox. Then you come back and get the chicken, you go back, and now you got all three on the island.
Yeah, I think you're an ENTP. I okay, you get my thumbs up.
I think you are.
You're ENTP club approved. Good job.
I gotta say, you are.
Where's your audience? I don't hear.
You're an ENTP. I don't know what else to tell you about that. It's pretty textbook.
I was pretty confident that you would say ENTP. So what have I got to be worried about, right? So yeah, thank you for having me on your show too. I really appreciate it.
Can I give you one piece of advice?
Oh no, I don't like to. I hate advice. I'm an ENTP. Are you kidding me? I know how you act when somebody gives you some advice. You're like, "That's it. I'm out of here. I'm gone."
Okay, well, I'm gonna report about my feelings. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't like the laugh track.
Oh, you don't. You don't like it, and
It
it's
makes me
because.
stop watching it.
Oh, okay. And is it because you are just afraid of people? Do you have a people phobia? Maybe you're an introvert. Did you ever think maybe you're an INTP?
I feel like
I'm kidding.
I think it's a serious question as to why I don't like it and which context I'm comfortable with it. It's like I'm familiar with it from TV sitcoms and such.
Yeah, yeah.
And I expect it there. It's jarring in a YouTube video, I guess. It must be a media specific thing, but I'm not entirely sure. I have no good answer for why.
Let me
I
ask
don't
you a
like it.
qualifying question, if I could, because you haven't been really familiar with my show. I've only done it. It's only been something I've been doing for a year. It started off very rough, and each show I improve, I learn, and each show gets better and better. So I have taken some of the sound effects down in some cases that were maybe a little overbearing, and I've tried to kind of even it all out. So if you've heard my latest show with comedian Joseph Rogers, I think I found my niche. But then I'm like,
You're
oh wait, why
refining
don't
it?
I just come up with a
Refine.
brand new
I got you.
stage? So now I've got a new stage.
It
I'm
is
saying
the case
adios to the
also.
curtain.
It
Say
is the case. Let me make the following disclaimer.
Sure.
then I'm basing that on a couple of videos in which I've heard the last track used. I have not evaluated your development and usage of
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
which is necessarily going to happen.
Oh,
And so,
yeah. In fact, I get the opposite reaction. People are saying, it's like, how do you get everybody to laugh just like that? I mean, it's actually, it takes a long time. Each show takes 120 hours to edit, and that doesn't include the writing. It doesn't include the filming, and it's a lot of work. And I didn't know what to expect when I started my channel, but I
well,
have learned
you
one
got to
thing is
try
that
what you
the
got to try.
MBTI community is super tight niche, and there's very few of us. So I really appreciate your sentiment, allowing myself to come onto your show, exposing my ENTP-ness to your, I mean, my ENTP-ness to your amazing audience. And so I've had witty banter, obscure nomenclature on your show with live chatting. It's absolutely the most fun place to be on the internet, is live chatting on Talking with Famous People. So everybody's got to hit that bell, because the more of you in here, the better. I mean, honestly, I don't want it to get too out, because then you'll never talk to little guys like us, you know. So
It's never going to go anywhere. As far as I can tell. The funny thing is, my shorts channel is going to probably outpace this channel relatively quickly
wow.
if the pattern of results on that goes, because it's like you never see me really on the shorts channel. It's little dolls saying 6-second things and whatever. I
Yeah.
upload a shit ton of them. Some of them hit. You get, I had 50,000 views in my first 5-day experiment just on shorts, and if that averages out, you're looking at a lot of views per month, right? Because it's
Yeah.
you're looking at 300,000 views a month, which is like 5 times as much as I get on this channel, maybe
Yeah.
the main channel.
See, I mean, I'm just now on TikTok. So there's Club ENTP on TikTok now. There's Club ENTP on Instagram. There is the Club ENTP group on Facebook, which is, I just started the other day, and it's already got like 60 people in there. It's popping. Then I've got the Daparu de Crusha is my Facebook name.
How
And
many ENTPs in this club do you think are actually ENTPs, though?
oh, not nearly as many as I would hope. But the thing is, it doesn't have to be just ENTPs. If you listen to my first broadcast, I said this is a group for absolutely every type, and I absolutely need the other types. It would be stupid to just have one.
So it's really, yeah, okay, I see.
It'd
It's
be
Club
chaos.
ENTP.
I mean,
It's not an ENTP club. I got you.
it's not an ENTP club. It's just Club ENTP, because here's the story behind the club, and I'm gonna rebuttal your claim that no ENTPs would want to have a club or be so.
No,
In
I
in
got you.
in
I
essence,
misread
in essence,
it.
you're right that I don't like to play teamwork. I like one-on-one. I like basketball, or whatever. I like an individual effort. I don't like to share the glory. I'm an ENTP like you. So you're a lone wolf, and it's better for everyone that way. But when it comes to the club, it's something that has been innately handed down to me since I was 9, and it's about having a big clubhouse that my dad built. It's this huge, on railroad ties, 7.5 feet in the air, and so I was always having clubs over where we would do things that I called junk trade. So you bring a box of junk over to my place, and we take it all up into the fort, and that's where we learned to smoke and chew Copenhagen and drinking beer, and I mean, it was just heathen, it was but it was a club, and I would put up the flag every time we were going to have a junk trade. So I have this thing about having a club. And so here on the ranch, now that I moved back from California and I'm just loving life here in the Pacific Northwest, uh, you can't beat the summers. But I've learned that my biggest gift here is another club that's called Club Cloud 9, which is a private club on Facebook. There's 333 of us, and it's all local people, and we're musicians, we're comedians, I mean, if anybody wants to be let into the group, just let me know, and I'll let them in on my Facebook. But it's just a niche little club where I have a lot of musician friends here locally in the Couve, you know, the Vancouver, USA. We're across the river from Portland, Oregon, and we have a group that we literally, it's like if you're a comedian, if you're an artist, if you're a musician, or if you really, really, really like to smoke weed, then this is your club. And so we do a thing on 420 where we take a local river right down the road from me and we whitewater raft down to another park. And then on 710 National Oil Day, we also do like a camp, like a stay over here on the ranch. So that's gotten out of hand a few times. So I don't know if I'm going to do that again.
You're what you might call nice guy, ENTP.
I am, unless you piss me off, then I'm your worst nightmare.
You've got a certain Fred from Scooby-Doo vibe to you. Like, come on, gang, we can do it.
Gee, Scoob, I thought you were gonna say Shaggy. What?
No, I mean, for what I'm saying is, I'm differentiating between me and you to a certain extent right now, because you and I do have a lot of similarities. We're very similar.
You're a foodie.
Well, Rachel was kind enough to make me some food. Thank you, darling. I'm not that much of a foodie.
See, I can hear your audience already now. They're coming out of, they're saying, please, like Tinkerbell, you know, hey, did you like the show that I did with the ENTPs want to know 3 questions? And I ask them, do you know, I just go into like a store and randomly ask strangers, just like boom, boom, boom. And I say, do you know what MBTI is? If they know what that is, do you know what your type is? And the third question is, the last one I did was, who's the bad guy, Captain Hook or Peter Pan? And now we know that Peter Pan is an ENTP, but he's an anti-hero. And to listen to people really go, gee, I don't really know. I don't know. I mean, I just love catching people to make them think. I want to see people think, and I want to know. I mean, the thing is, we don't give a really that much care about the person. We just care about how they think. We want to know, because we find ourselves completely different from other people growing up. I mean, everyone separated me from the very beginning, and so I just use humor as my defense. So
when did you? So it's not been that long since you make more sense to me as somebody who, not that long ago, realized they were an ENTP and learned that there was this type. Because I remember the moment when I learned I was an ENTP, which was when I was like 30 something. I burst into tears reading all about it, because it's like, that's what's wrong with me.
I think I get your if we would have had MBTI back in that time, that it would have been a different outcome perhaps for a lot of people. And I would like to teach MBTI and get it into the hands of all the ages. And so yeah, I mean, I'm developing an app. I'm developing, it's just a very interesting thing. I've got inventions, you name it. Just, I'm a mad scientist over here, bro. So
yeah, well, the thing is, what I'm explaining to myself basically is, one of the reasons I thought watching your videos that maybe you weren't an ENTP is was actually something I think is specific to being relatively new to cognitive functions and typology, which is
I'm very new. Yeah.
I don't normally expect to hear ENTPs talk about their type in the way that you did in one of those videos, but you're trying to explain things, right? I made videos like that too at the beginning, and I sort of a recency bias as to my relationship with the matter, and so that was kind of one of the things that misled me a bit.
Yeah, I mean, the weird thing is, I've come across so many ENTPs. We're like magnets, but guys, females are very different. I've only met one ENTP female in person, and I had her on my show, and that was very interesting. That was episode 8. Love Brittany, and I don't know what she's calling herself now, but that's a very interesting character, and I hope to have her and her husband over again. They're both blacksmiths. Yeah, they're blacksmiths, so they're very interesting. He's an INTP, she's an ENTP. So
Brittany from Washington State.
She's from Washington State. Yeah, the same Brittany. Yeah, is there a Brittany in California too?
No. She was always
I
in
didn't
Washington.
think so. No, that's a very rare name.
So, for the record, definitely not an ENTP.
Which was Britney. We're not talking about Britney Spears, right?
No.
No, she doesn't even own her own hoo-hoo. I mean,
We're
does
talking
she?
about Brittany from the Brittany who showed up at me and Kim's house.
No.
No.
I don't know. Oh, no. Was this a story that? No. I missed that story.
Oh,
No,
well,
no, we're
sorry.
talking. No,
There's a Brittany
episode.
from the channel's past who called herself an
Oh.
ENTP who was not.
Oh, no, I had this
And
one in studio. She's from Washington State also?
yeah,
Oh, there's another Brittany in Washington State. That is news to me.
does she have short hair?
No, long dreadlocks, black. And she's about 6 foot tall and wears a lot of jewelry and eye makeup. Fascinating individual. I'll have her back on the
Different
show.
Brittany. Different Brittany.
Different Brittany. Yeah, totally different. Totally different Brittany. Totally different head. Like you remember Square Pegs? Totally different head. That's reference humor for the children out there. So and remember, children, if you're stay in school, okay, because that's where you're going to find the very best weed. Okay, listen to host Eric. Stay in
This
school.
thing that he does there and I do is the same thing of when making jokes, a possible sort of follow-up joke or joke spacer is to explain the joke you just made or describe it as a sort of a type of joke. That preceding joke falls under the general category of hilarity inducing duck references.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
hope you enjoyed it.
Love the duck references. Exactly. Those are the foulest of the foul jokes. So, yeah, it's like just like taking a grenade and throwing it out in the audience, just waiting for a few seconds, and if it doesn't blow up, you're like, oh, by the way, guys, you're gonna hear a big boom. Okay, just gonna let you know it's gonna be really funny for me, not for you, but for me, it's gonna be hilarious. No, I'm not that way. I'm not that.
For a viewing audience, I want you to note his total meowing of my one piece of feedback. So when you watch me be less reactively meowing, when you give me unsolicited feedback, realize, hey, I'm a goddamn
Keep it to
saint.
yourself.
I'm a goddamn saint.
Well, technically, we are, yes. So, but yeah, I do. I mean, I am a clown. I play an ENTP. On my show, I play another character called Dapperud, the steampunk. Where I read the viewer mail, which is really important for people to watch the entire series, so you can see the most important your mail, where I read it off, or the steampunk reads it off. And it's fun. I make fun of the audience, so I'll make fun of their names, or I'll just whatever I can find. Like we do, we just find shit and we triangulate it and make it funny. So what I would encourage people to do is if they have some great ideas that you want to say about the show, something funny, you want to put me down, you want to talk, I'm open for that. I love it. I like the banter back and forth. I mean, there's people out there. I'm going to give him Hideous Sales does a great job. He's going to love the fact that I just, shouted out Hideous Sales. I think he's an ENTJ. Who
I hate
just
that guy.
absolutely,
I hate that guy. I'm
that
shouting
guy.
out Hideous Sales too. Fuck off, motherfucker.
I love you, bro. Actually, yeah, it was like we went back and forth on another website, another channel, and he was giving me such shit about being an ENFP. I just had to tell him. I mean, he was so like so casual about it. It was just like such a casual delivery, and I really get along really well with ENTJs. I mean, some of my best friends are ENTJs, and we go back and forth with each other, and it's just like iron sharpening iron. So I said, come over to my channel, talk shit about my videos, please. I beg you. My algorithms are gonna love you. So thank you, Hideous Sales, and anyone else out there that wants to jump on the the hate train. Come on, bring it.
Take it to him. Take it straight to him. I don't want any of your stupid fucking nonsense.
Okay, now if you're in a train and you're traveling at 972 miles an hour, what kind of pizza are you eating? Oh, I forgot to mention it was from New York, so you have to mention what's your favorite topping on a pizza? I have to know it's not gonna be pepperoni, is it? It's gonna be pineapple and some other shit. Oh, here we go. Oh, sorry. How is it that you can like literally take a leak into a coffee can off camera and people just love it?
I don't think they do. I think they tolerate. I think the word you're looking for is there to tolerate.
Or are you just doing this? You just
I can try to keep the banter going while I'm peeing is the key.
Hey, no, my ESTJ dad said, so I woke up before him and I took this bird feeder, and I mean the kitchen is like it looks like 1976 Brady Bunch with Alice has been fired for 10 years, and he goes, Dan, where's the bird feeder? The other bird, the spare bird feeder. I'm like, first of all, the bird feeder is completely full. The fact that the first thing he walked into the kitchen, he's like, what the hell? There's a missing bird feeder? Oh my God. It's like your dad's ESTJ, right? If you move something and then you bring it back and you set it down differently, he'd be like, did you touch my magazine? So
the moving of things is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
I'm sorry, what?
The moving of things is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
It is. And that's, I think what's going to spur those horses, what's going to spur them, as a pun. See, now I had to do it. I had to do what we just talked about.
It's going to be plagues. It's going to be disasters. It's going to be floods. It's going to be fires. It's going to be ice. It's going to be stabbing. It's going to be murder. It's going to be rape. It's going to be sodomy. It's going to be death.
Excuse me. I'm an actor. I'm an actor. This was not real urine. I'm an actor. Excuse me. Excuse me.
I need to get in character. There.
Excuse me. I'm Alec Baldwin. Excuse me. Where's my director?
By in character, I mean drunk.
Where do I shoot the gun? Where? Oh, I did not pull the trigger on that. Excuse me. I'm an actor. Excuse me. It's an ENTP thing, people. Welcome, host Eric from Talking with Famous People. Yeah, give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Why the long face?
Because my nose sticks out so much.
Because, that's another reason you should have known I was an ENTP. Look at the size of this nose. Hey, look, I'm not even kidding you, people. Like the green screen can't even hide that. That's a known sign, a nom de plume. No, that's not a nom de plume. You know what I'm saying. No, nom de plume is De Crusher. My last name is not De Crusher, but it will be.
Nom de plume is France of flower.
Well, I know about raising flowers. I'm a botanist, but I only raise one flower, so I guess that would call me a botanist. I'm here all week, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I just flew in and boy, my joke's
You
time.
finally got me with one. You finally got me. That one made me go, yeah.
I'm telling you what, we got to have like a Friday night ENTP. Like you got to get a bunch of ENTPs together. I'll do it and we'll just.
I don't have a bunch of anything together. I don't get a bunch of whatever together. Okay. I'm not a fucking scoutmaster. I'm not a Cub Scout mom. And I don't want to get a bunch of people together. It's just not my thing.
And we take over the world after that. That's the thing. And then we have you as president, but we do it by coup. Oh, I can't say that, can I? No.
I gotta do it by legitimate elected processes because
that works every time, right?
Invalidates the whole
yeah,
thing.
we know about that. Legitimate, yeah.
Otherwise, it invalidates everything, and then you just go like, what's the fucking point?
It's called feudalism. We're all like, what are we gonna do over here? You know, it's like, it sounds like I got peanut butter stuck to the back of the roof of my mouth or something. You know. Okay, get in character. Let's see you do all these characters just spontaneously, and so do I. So it's like that's obviously something that has been innate in you to be an entertainer of sorts. So Did you have an
YouTube
older
changes
sister?
you a lot. You will change over the course of the time you're on YouTube because not only you're making all these videos, but you're watching them as well.
Oh yeah, it sucks. I know. You have to watch yourself. Like, why do I move my arms like this?
Yeah, I know. It is like that.
I
It's
never
very
noticed
much like
that.
that.
I've never done this before. That's why I said my first episode. Like, I've never done this before. So, and then
As a consumer, you will find yourself yelling at your failures all the time. Eric, fucking say something. You're just sitting there, you fucking asshole. I say to myself frequently when I'm listening to the live streams or something, or
I have
oh
some
my God,
self-talk,
you need
too.
to shut the fuck up, Eric. And I fast forward,
Yeah, I do some inner talk. Like, I'll tell myself not to be lazy when I have a creative idea that I have to, it's going to take so damn long. And I'm like, I know it's going to take long. Just shut up. Don't be lazy. Just do it. And, and I'm a Gemini. So, they say that we have two personalities, but I think that's a bunch of bullshit. And so do I.
Well, I mean, the
Wait,
thing
who said
is,
that?
I like the astrology thing in general a little bit
Interesting.
because Rachel's into it.
Mhm.
So does he seem like a Gemini to you, Rachel?
Certainly a talker,
Is that what Geminis are known as?
the communicator, yeah.
Well, he is more of a communicator than I am.
I don't know my moon sign, but I
Right.
don't have anything written on my tuchus. So, but contrary to popular belief, Dapper the Steampunk actually has a tag on his behind. So just
Yeah.
a little trivia. And do you know who Carl is, the squirrel? You know my stunt squirrel, right? I mean, he's getting more popular than I am. Believe me, everybody loves Carl, and I've been chasing him around trying to get him to sign that contract for another year. And he finally did. I mean, I had to kind of trick him into it. I used Pringles, but I'm not sponsoring Pringles.
Squirrels are dumb. It's
because,
fine.
They
Squirrels are
might.
famous for casting couch night horror stories.
Oh God, yeah. We're talking about.
I watched
Hollywood.
I watched these things on YouTube of like best little clips, basically best shorts put together, random shorts that are good put together into a video,
Yeah.
And one of them showed somebody had a squirrel problem at their house, and they showed them pulling back the wall, and this fucking huge ass pile of nuts fell out. Like this squirrel had been storing so many nuts in there.
Wow. That is amazing. I mean,
you wouldn't imagine a squirrel be able to put that many nuts in there.
Dude,
There
I
was
got-
shit tons. I mean, it was
So
like,
like 2 panels of wall, like
yeah. I get it.
Yeah,
You
I
do it
got-
all day long, and you're gonna gradually build up a big ass pile of nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I was feeding the squirrels in my backyard like a few years ago, and I love squirrels, but they literally just take over, and they're just burying shit everywhere. It's like, and then they're jumping on the roof, and I can hear them, on the roof, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" No. So I just, I got a cat. Sorry, people. I know that's the real squirrel cruelty, people. I don't want any hate mail from squirrel cruelty, support groups. Yeah, squirrel cruelty.
Crunchy country squirrel cruelty. Crunchy country squirrel cruelty.
Anti-disestablishmentarian mystical anarchist.
But if you want a real tongue twister, crunchy country croutons, try it.
Crunchy, country, chunky, chunky. Wait, country, chunky.
Crunchy country croutons.
Croutons, okay. Crunchy country croutons. Crunchy country croutons. Crunchy country croutons. I'm gonna say that in my sleep tonight. I'll be like, "Fuck you, Eric! What'd you do to me?" I can't get these voices out of my head. I do have a problem though. I don't like to listen to other people's music, so because I get their words stuck in my head, and so.
So did I succeed the other day in getting you to sing?
Your music. I love your.
Did I get you to sing "Hooray for Eric Strauss"? Hooray, hooray, hooray for Eric Strauss.
Yeah, man, I got a whole studio up here. I use FL Studio. I also have my old reel-to-reels. I mean, I've been in the music industry since 1987, written over 3,000 songs. So, dude, I've got beats coming out of my ears, And I just love collaborating with artists, and I'm not in it for the money. I don't want any good thing, as the Bible would say. It's like I'm just glad to be alive. I didn't even expect to live past 50. I'll be honest with
Yeah,
you.
I know,
I
right?
really didn't. I really didn't. I mean, I've lived a hard life, and fast, and I'm the fact that I've never broken a bone is insane because
We're
I'm a
durable as
thrill
fuck.
seeker. It's like anything dangerous. It's like, oh, okay, let's do it. Let's. And that was in my younger age, and so I've got stories with friends that I'm still friends with. All these years, near death experiences. I mean, it's so funny. It's just so funny because we lived. It
Yeah.
wouldn't have been funny if we didn't live. I don't think I wouldn't be laughing.
Well, the thing is, what I've noted as I've gotten near and past 50, is that I don't have the kind of constitution I used to have, where it used to be that I could go hard for longer and rest for less.
Hmm.
And now I'm more balanced, basically. It's like,
Yeah.
for me, of course, I live a different cycle of life than you do because I had to take Adderall. So
Oh.
I'm like on 3 weeks a month and then off a week and then kind of half on a week,
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be I'd probably get addicted to it because I would be doing things like into the like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'd be creating things. I mean, I don't need any more energy. I have
You
so
you
much
sound like you
energy.
got plenty of handle without. I mean, you do. I mean, there's no. It sounds like you have plenty of handle without it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the thing is, without it, right now, I would probably return to something like your state of being if I were to stay off of it for a long period of time, which means like 4 weeks or something, 3 weeks,
Mhm.
because I always feel like I'm bouncing off the walls before I get back on it again, and eventually that probably would translate into creative energies one way or the other.
Yeah, I
And
just do
ultimately,
natural, you know. Weed, man.
ultimately, it might be more successful to just sort of have your non-amphetamine
Just smoke a
regular.
lot of weed, and just get into your mind. I spend all my time just in my mind, and I've got a lot of friends too, and it's been hard throughout like the lockdowns, and now after the lockdowns it's like, wait guys, I'm into this. I'm making a show now. I got too much on my plate. I'm working 120 hours a week, or 100 hours a week at least on just the show. It's like and I'm having to kind of hope that people understand, like I don't I can't do all the hangouts, all the the midnight sessions, the jam sessions, which we used to do all the time. So all my club Cloud9 members, I'm sorry, I miss you all. I haven't seen you guys in so long, but we still get out, we do like concerts and things. So like I said, I'm an
Yeah,
ENTP.
YouTube
I'm always
consumes your
selling.
life. YouTube consumes your life because you're home.
You know what? Hey, you wanna this is the kind of shit that goes in on my mind. Okay, I sit out here in my koi pond and I just stare at my koi. I love them. And I just think, if you take 1 year off of your life, think about this. 1 year off of your life from work. We don't talk about work here. We don't talk about it. But you take 1 year off, that's the equivalent of working 26 years just to get your 2 weeks a year off. Because you got 52 weeks a year. And so you work for 50 weeks just to get your 2 weeks. So you can go anywhere in the world you want. I like to go to Honduras. I want to go to Romania. I want to travel Thailand and everything. So when you take 10 years off, that's equivalent to 250 years. So did I say that right?
60, but yeah.
Okay, so yeah, 20, that's like 26 years. Okay, yeah. 26 years of working, but then it's 260 years just to have 10 years to yourself. And I'm going on 14 now. So I'm really old. Like I've been able to do whatever I imagine. I've been able to create because when I worked in California, I worked for a law firm in Orange County, California, lived in Irvine, Tustin Ranch, lived in San Diego and Carlsbad and, Ocean Beach and, all this beautiful, Oceanside, everything. But it's like, I've had to pull back and raise my kids up here since 14 years because of the divorce, and it was the best thing I've ever done in my life. And we had Disneyland every weekend. We had Knott's Berry Farm and Buena Park. We had Universal Studios around here. We had SeaWorld around here. All these parks, all these things that my kids were used to. Let's go to Medievals for a $400 dinner, and move them up here. I moved them up here, and we have a river. And now I'm not working. I'm living off my savings, and I'm at a river in the summer. I'm with my kids, and I feel bad. Like, I'm so sorry we didn't get to go to this year or that this year or this place this year. And they're like, Dad, this is the best summer we've ever had because
Of
you're
course.
here. So
and we got the wild to play around in, which is always more fun than some scripted event for you.
right, exactly. And standing in the line and just anyways, I'm sorry I missed you when I passed through Pasadena. But if I had more time, brother, I would have absolutely loved to hang out with you and gone to dinner. I just wouldn't want to embarrass you.
Why would you embarrass me? I wouldn't embarrass
Well, when the
anyone.
waitress says, "Oh, are you here with your grandfather?" I go, "No, that's my younger friend over here."
Nicely done, sir.
I had to
Nicely
get a
done.
jab in there, bro. Anyways,
Nicely done.
I really like you, man. I really like you. I mean, I watch you all the time. I've never talked to you before, only through email, and it's been an absolute delight and privilege for you to grace my screen, and I'm privileged to grace your screen. So,
Well, thank you, sir. It's been very interesting chatting with you. I was totally wrong in my gut reaction to your videos. And it was mostly, I guess, in response to the fact that you live stream in a much more FE sensitive way than I do. In the sense that you're more attentive to what everybody's saying, you're trying to be inclusive. And Heidegger stresses that if you want to be recognized at all for whatever you're great at, it's got to be inclusive. In other words, if other people feel like they're a part of your standoutiness, then they celebrate it. And if other people feel excluded from it, then they shit on it.
right, you've been doing this for like 15 years, right?
No, I've been actively doing YouTube now since like 2014.
So yeah, a long time. I mean, you've probably been jaded, I mean, you're wearing jade color, so I would imagine that, you're kind of, I'm just brand new into this. I haven't gone through all the bullshit that you've probably gone through when nobody even knew what the MBTI was in the first place, and they still, it's up to us to get it out there and to be as bombastic as possible and creative as possible. That's my gift.
Like you, I don't want necessarily my channel to be an MBTI channel. My channel's more, I like to call it more Eric than anyone could possibly want.
Yeah, I think I asked you this one time, but who's the most famous person you've ever met? And don't tell me it was Martina Navratilova and you threw mangoes at her in the jungle.
No, well,
Okay.
probably the most famous person I've ever interviewed is this rapper guy named Mikey Mike, who's
Oh yeah.
pretty famous, I guess.
Mhm.
I can't think of anybody more famous than that I've interviewed. I saw Jerry Buss in an elevator one time.
Yeah.
Just long enough to wave at him as the door closed.
Yeah.
As the lady said, "You're not allowed in this."
And you're in
elevator."
California, bro. I live in the freaking woods, and I've met some incredible, people. I'm a big Motown fan, so I bumped into Quincy Jones and got to hang out with him for a very short bit. I got to talk to Oliver Stone, get advice about, filming in the Northwest down in LA.
Famous people like that. No, I
Yeah,
did one time meet Joaquin Phoenix. He came to
oh
a dorm
yeah,
room I was hanging out at to pick up this girl.
yeah. And I love the guy. I got to see that movie in 2019 on Halloween with my daughter down in Arizona where she lives, and we were the only people on Halloween to watch that movie. We're the only ones in the theater, and I came out of there just like, oh my god, this was genius. This movie was genius. It had nothing to do with bats. It was just like so, because my daughter's a psych major. She's like, Dad, you have to see this movie with me. I'm like, okay, let's go. And I didn't watch another movie for 2 years. So I don't even watch movies anymore. But if there's an ENTP out there that you guys want to say, hey, watch this guy, I want to see more examples of ENTPs because I mean, besides you and me and some questionable CS Joseph, I don't know. I've reached out to that guy. He doesn't seem to give a damn
Right,
about me.
yeah.
So I don't know. Does he not like the sign over here? You come over to my studio, you could sit down in a nice, comfortable chair and sofa, because he lives right here. But it's like maybe he's a player hater, but you're not. You are cool. You're cool. And I know
Well,
that we're gonna have a
thanks,
great
Club
time when I'm down
ENTP. I
to
appreciate
Cali
it.
and when you're up here to the check
I
out
mean, the
Bigfoot
thing
up
is,
here.
you'll probably be quite successful because you are
Thank you.
more interested in other people than I am. And you seem to do a good job of reaching out and trying to create community and collaborating and stuff like that, which I am not particularly interested in. So those things will correlate with success, I'm sure, because you naturally have all the cognitive function tools, the same cognitive function tools I have, and a lot of the same lifetime developed skills like music and stuff. So
And the skill of not growing up.
is that a skill? Is that a skill though?
I think it's inert. I really do enjoy your audience, and I enjoy your humor. And even my parents are like, they watch your show too. I put it on the big screen. Like they get a kick out of you.
That's
So,
fantastic to hear.
yeah,
Thank you
and
for
I
telling
really,
me that. I appreciate it.
I mean it. And I don't want you to stop. I want you to keep doing it, especially the live thing. So click the bell, because if you don't click the bell, you don't get the message.
You probably won't get it anyway because I upload too many videos and I run out of notifications after 2 or 3.
Oh, you know a lot more about this business than I do, but hey, thank you for bringing me on to your show, your platform, and I respectfully, Your Honor, I thank you for
You
I was
are an
allowed to plead my
ENTP.
case.
My skepticism is all dismissed. So I was totally wrong. My knowledge function betrayed me. I needed to use my deliberation function to determine these things.
Wow.
Thanks for watching Talking
Well
with Strange
done.
People. I'm going to end the video right now.